Hi everyone, and welcome to the Sagittarius January 2022 mid-month engagement reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, which is a place to better connect with your own spiritual importance. So this mid-month reading is meant to help you engage with your unique internal singular spiritual self and engage that with your external environment so you can better understand and use your spiritual importance out in the greater all for the greater good. So this evening I'm actually filming in the dark. We have a storm going on outside, so it's a kind of an interesting setting. I hope you can appreciate it. I'm sorry if it's a little, if it's unclear compared to my other videos, but I felt the need to film yours, Sagittarius, so here we are. All right, so I'm going to pull a card for the principle of curiosity, courage, and contemplation. So we're taking a look at where Spirit would like you to be curious for the second half of the month, where Spirit would like you to be aware of having the courage to take action, and a point of contemplation or reflection to keep in mind as you move through the rest of the month. And so this is all in an effort to engage you, your authentic self, with life. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start with a Power of Surrender card. So Sagittarius, we're going to pull a card here and we're going to see what Spirit would like you to open up to. When we're talking about curiosity, we are thinking about bringing in the energy of a curious child, where we are optimistic and excited about what we don't know. All right, so, oh, beautiful. This is a perfect card for you, Sagittarius. We have Surrender to Play. It says, take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Wonderful point to keep in mind about kind of opening, where you should open yourself up to for the second half of this month. You know, and I know I've experienced this personally, when we get to a certain age, we can get to the point where we become so serious. And I laugh sometimes because it's a kind of running joke between me and my husband that there are moments when you open up YouTube or TikTok or something like that, and you're watching somebody just film something silly or ridiculous, and they have a million hits, and they're probably, just having fun. They put up just something silly, and we always say that we're basically taking life too seriously. We're playing life too hard, so to speak. And there's a quality coming through for you, Sagittarius, that it's almost like that. It's almost like you're trying too hard in some area, and if you would just kind of release and step into this childlike sense of play, that there might, and when we talk about curiosity, we're opening ourselves up, right, to why does Spirit want us to be curious about this? And when we open ourselves up to play, the beautiful element of play is that we get a chance to possibly see something in a new way. We get a chance to maybe come across a person who we get to interact with in a fun way, who might give us an idea for something. We might find a new hobby to fall in love with because we kind of do something that we normally wouldn't do, and we realize that we're good at it or we like doing it. When you think of a child at play, that's what they're doing, right? They're discovering something about themselves. In the effort of doing something that seems fun, they're also learning about what they enjoy, kind of problem solving, and then coming up with new ways to expand on whatever they're playing with. And that's really what's coming through strongly for you, Sagittarius, is that this is a time to kind of let things go for a minute and be curious about where you're not kind of leaning into fun and play, and where maybe you are kind of playing at life a little too hard. Life can be difficult. We are constantly dealt things as challenges by Spirit so that we can open ourselves up to reaching our highest potential, because we are unlocking things about ourselves in our path as we encounter each obstacle along the way. But then there are times when we just need to enjoy life. And that's really what life is meant to be. It's meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be a fun journey, and we enjoy the experience of that journey. And I feel like this is one of those times. it's almost like, I'm getting it kind of coming through in a strange way, almost like an Alice in Wonderland kind of time for you guys, where it's maybe going out there without expectation to do something, without overthinking it, and you might actually see something in a completely different way. Something might get kind of turned on its head. That's an interesting message coming through right now. All right, so now I'm going to pull a card for the concept of courage. And when we're thinking about courage, this is where Spirit would like you to have the courage to take action. So what does Sagittarius need to know about where they should be taking action? Oh, well, this is a perfect card to line up with that. So it says Groundhog Spirit. It says time to let go. Number 31 breaking down to a 4. Ties in beautifully. So when you're thinking for the second half of this month, as you're engaging with life and you're staying present and aware, that there might be something in your life that you are overthinking or that you're trying too hard at. And it's time to kind of just let it go. And either one of two things, either whatever this thing is that you're doing that perhaps you are overthinking, or this area of your life, it might be time maybe not to walk away from it, but to let go the seriousness and maybe even the importance around it. To look at it more as, what if I just saw this as a point of play? Now this could look like you going to a job that you're kind of maybe stressed about, and you're constantly maybe trying to take it a little too seriously. You're working towards a goal, or you're trying to work your hardest, but in doing so you are frustrated with the other people that work around you and they don't seem to work as hard as you. And really what Spirit's kind of saying is, instead of going to the job with this serious mindset of I have to do this job wonderfully, and if everybody doesn't take the job as seriously as me, then they're not doing stuff 100%. And I apologize, guys. I have something in the dryer next to the room, so it's banging on the wall right now. But there's a point here that's coming through of, what if instead you kind of let go of what everybody else is doing, or if everybody else is being as serious as you at work, and simply said, I'm going to go in there and play a little bit. I'm going to play like a kid at schoolyard. I'm going to maybe share my ideas with some of my coworkers, and maybe we can find a way to collaborate. I'm going to go in maybe looking to add more fun into my work day. So maybe I'm going to bring in my funny mug that says something silly, and I'm going to use that as a reminder of life doesn't have to be this serious. This is actually something that I can enjoy. And how am I going to find ways to enjoy that? Maybe by just simply bringing in a mug that reminds me to be silly, of my silly self. I'm really getting this feeling of connecting more with your authentic kind of silly, fun nature, and bringing that out and connecting that with an area of your life that you're kind of overthinking and really serious in right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull some clarifier cards for this, since action is a really important, whoa, that's a lot of cards, too many. Action's a really important point. Action is our place of personal power. This is where we get to make the choice through free will to engage with life as ourselves. It's also where we get a chance to shape our experience and perception of life. So let's get a few extra cards here. So the Ace of Pentacles popped right out, which is beautiful, meaning that's a fresh start in the physical plane, meaning, oh, and 3 of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, so we have 3 Wands and an Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I get this feeling that Spirit's asking you to kind of let go, because something's coming in for you. The 3 of Wands is something, it can be seen as your ship's coming in. And there's a quality here that whatever's coming in is going to offer you some type of a fresh start. The Ace of Pentacles is that it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity from Spirit or the universe or God, or however you choose to see what is beyond us, that allows us to start to, it's almost like a seed. It's like the seed of something that we can nurture into abundance in the physical plane. And I think when it says time to let go, there's this element of something is coming in. Something is coming in as a fresh start. And actually, I just want to get a couple more cards. This is really interesting. Let's see. And when we think about it, you know, if we were given something, so it's like giving a child a toy, that when you give a child a toy for the first time, they need to go out into life and use it. They need to go out and see how it works. And that's kind of almost like what I'm getting here with this Ace of Pentacles. All right, so we have Queen of Swords and we have Three of Swords and Queen of Cups. With this, there is an element of loving yourself past previous wounds. There's this almost healing component coming through of carrying around with you a burden of hurt from the past, of the stories that haunt us, of maybe a time when we didn't feel we were good enough, a time when we maybe felt we failed at something, a time when we had a negative experience being vulnerable with another person. And with the Queen of Cups coming in, the Queen of Cups is somebody who is going to provide unconditional love. And there's an element of nurturing here. Now, for some of you out there, there is a little bit of, this isn't a very specific message, maybe just for one or two of you. Queen of Cups is a card of Cancer. So you guys could be possibly dealing with a water sign, specifically a Cancer, that might have hurt you, or that you have some type of kind of wounding around or with, so you could be helping them get over kind of heartache and wounding, or they could be helping you get over heartache and wounding. And that in kind of letting this dynamic go, you're going to allow yourself to have a fresh start with something that's coming in for you. Now, for those of you who you're not dealing specifically with an individual, this could simply be being asked to love yourself despite of the wounds of the past, to be able to let those wounds go and to get back out into life with this sense of fun and play. This can also represent kind of mother wounding. There could be an element around heartache around a mother figure in your life. And by healing that and letting that go, again, you're opening yourself up to where you can take action towards this new opportunity that's coming in. So a few different messages coming in there. But Sagittarius, you are a sign that is meant to be I like to call it the spiritual adventurer, but you're a sign that really is about going out and experiencing life to its fullest, about acting from a place of, taking action from a place of passion, and being one that is ready to go out and experience other people and places and things and be able to almost, I like to call you guys the honeybee of the Zodiac, because you get to, in your travels and adventures, you get to spread a little bit of what you pick up from here and there and wherever. And because you tend to be very social, a social sign, there's a quality of kind of bringing that with you, disseminating all of this interesting stuff that you get to experience to other people. And it's something to keep in mind. You know, if there was one single card that I would actually one single zodiac sign that I would align with the concept of play, it would be Sagittarius. So I think that's kind of the bigger overarching message here coming through, is remembering kind of your own superpower, which is going out and doing what feels fun to you, doing what feels good, taking action from a place of passion. And I feel a little bit like maybe you've been holding yourself back because of either some type of wounding around a mother figure in your life, or possibly you yourself need to heal from wounds and kind of almost mother yourself, or you guys are dealing specifically with heartache around an individual who could be a water sign. Very interesting. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead now and pick a final card for the concept of contemplation. And this is going to be a point the Spirit would like you to kind of keep in mind as you're going through the second half of this month and you're just reflecting on where you're taking action and kind of what's going on in your life. What are the consequences of those actions? and keeping you responsible to this message here, this theme that's coming through. So it says breathe, number 29, breaking down to an 11. And I love this card. Now I know it's kind of hard to see in this setup, but there is a woman sitting in a yoga pose on a lily pad. And it's a beautiful, beautiful little scene here. And when I think about breathe, this woman is going within. She is connecting to spirit. And number 29 breaks down to an 11. And the 11 is the portal between here and spirit. And it can often indicate a new start, a doorway to walk through. And I feel with surrender to play and kind of the releasing of some type of wounding or relationship where there's kind of wounding involved, that Spirit would like you to just kind of be at peace, but more than that, to sit and go within. And this is not a time of pushing and taking, dedicated action. This is a time of breathing and getting reconnected with you, with who you are again as an individual, as what Spirit would like to remind you that lies within you, that makes you special, that needs to be brought back out again, and that might be ready to engage with something that is coming in specifically for you, this fresh start. And why am I getting that with this card? Because with the surrender to play, I feel like you have distanced yourself from your own superpower. You've distanced yourself perhaps from a part of yourself that was meant to kind of fall in love with life. And by sitting and reflecting and literally kind of in this meditative state, you're allowing yourself to just be and to allow Spirit to come in and show you the doorway back to yourself. That's really what I'm feeling here, that this fresh start is showing you the doorway back to who you are. And that is the opportunity that's coming in. That is the seed. That is the fresh start. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull. I haven't done this for other signs, but I'm going to pull a couple cards actually for this last point. I'm curious to see what Spirit would like you to know. So we have two cards that came out. Interesting. So we have Justice and the Hierophant. This could be, some of you could be contemplating possibly a marriage or a contract between, and this could be any type of, I mean, I could say contract, but any type of relationship where there is kind of an unsaid contract, meaning this could be at work, this could be even a familial tie where you feel like you are having to kind of play by the rules, and there's this quality of feeling like you are obligated to be there for somebody or help somebody. But there's also this element I feel with Justice and the Hierophant, that the Hierophant is the masculine energy of the High Priestess card. And it can be a card of the rules of our time, meaning this is the rules of society, the rules of our religious structures, the rules of even where we choose to live and how we choose to live. But this can also be the rules we set for ourselves. But it also speaks to having this high priest kind of vision of reconnecting with those rules on a spiritual sense and on a spiritual level. And with Justice coming in, Justice is about balancing scales. It's about understanding that justice is having faith that justice is truly blind and that everything will equal out in divine justice and divine balance. But more to the point with these two coming up, I think there's an element here of, I see Libra and Taurus. Those are the energies that line up with these two cards. So there could be something around either there's a Libra and a Taurus in your life, or there is something to do around that with a marriage. But there could also be, if this is not specifically reconnecting to reevaluate a marriage that's going on, there could be something here about almost getting back to your spiritual roots. So Sagittarius, when I told you that you were the spiritual adventurer, I feel like there's a little bit of the reminder of that, this High Priest card coming up, that it's kind of time to get back in touch with that spiritual vision, being able to look out. And yes, you might have to play by the rules to a certain extent, but they're the rules that you set for yourself. And with justice, there's a quality of balance there. You don't have to offset the balance just because you want to go out and have fun. Just because you want to go out and do what feels good. You're the one setting the rules for yourself. So what rules have you set in place for yourself? And where now can you understand why you have those rules in place, and to start to see beyond them with the vision of a spiritual warrior, of being able to see, okay, I have certain things in place, but why and where can I change that? And where are some of these rules just something I've put on myself? And that's what's going to allow you to bring things back into balance. I feel that some of you have gone quite a ways away from your spiritual self, from connecting again with who you are on a deep, authentic level. And I feel like some of you have just been kind of going through the motions. You've been a little distracted by, again, some wounding. In love in some capacity, whether it's wounding with a mother figure, whether it's wounding with a significant other, or whether it's just wounding and you need to mother yourself, how you mother yourself. But in order for you to take advantage of what is coming in for you, it's time for you to let that wounding go and to allow Spirit to have you reconnect with what makes you truly special and important. And how you're going to connect with that is going out and playing and reminding yourself, oh my gosh, this is what I like to do. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. Or oh my gosh, this is me just being silly. And in doing that, it's going to click. And that click is going to be this fresh start. And that's, I think, the important part of the second half of this month that Spirit's trying to say. I'm trying to get you to reconnect with yourself. You're needed. Your authentic self, your spiritual importance is needed, but you have to remember what makes yourself special. You have to see it, you have to connect with it, and you have to enjoy it again. All right, Sagittarius, I hope that this has been a helpful and illuminating message. If you would like to illuminate your own personal spiritual importance and to see how it can be of service to yourself and others, you can click on the link below to visit my website and book either a personal reading or a one-on-one coaching session. And I really hope you guys have a wonderful second half to this month, and I look forward to reading for you in February because I'm ready to see what this fresh start is going to be for you guys. All right. Bye.